Here we go. Okay. Camera. So here I am now with Zeno, another third-party developer for the AE Modular format, and I'm incredibly happy to meet you for the first time in real. We've been, communicating a lot over the last few years, ever since you've developed your first modules, and I have to say that your modules are really special in the AE Modular world. They are crazy, they're a bit out there, they're different, but they're absolutely playable because you also use them in your performances, which are quite, catchy and dancey and stuff like that. So this is about Zeno, his modules, his new modules, and his vision, and also, I would like to know how you found about the AE Modular format and how you started even designing modules, because I think you've never done anything like that before. So just tell us a little bit of an introduction about your journey with the AE Modular and where this is all going.
Yeah. Okay, so I really got into synthesizers like 3 years ago, start of the pandemic, of course. I wanted to play music all by myself. So I started out with some samplers, model samples from Electron and so on. But I was looking at this modular stuff at YouTubers' videos, like Bowbeats videos and stuff, and I was like, damn, this looks crazy, and crazy playground of different stuff, but way too affordable, way too expensive, the Eurorec stuff. Also, I live in a small apartment in the city, so I don't have a dedicated music space. I have to unpack, play, and then pack it again. So this Eurorec seemed impossible. And then I think it was a Bowbeats video that featured AE Modular, and I was really intrigued by it. Like, oh, maybe there is a way that I can afford modular, and that's also in a small space. And then I found your videos, some videos with Robert, which seemed super nice, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the jump. I'll buy a starter rack. Even if I don't like it, I've sent some money to some nice people, so I was happy, and I was really impressed by the starter rack and the sound of it, like, and how small it was as well. But I thought, like, okay, it's less expensive, so probably Robert cut some corners in sound as well. But that's not true at all. It's like the front plates are less expensive, the cables are less expensive, but the sound is just, in my opinion, as good as anything I've heard. And then I liked experimenting with with electronics. Basic stuff, like I did some guitar pedal DIY kits. I like soldering, but like the AE Modular format just took it to a next level, because I could put some things on a breadboard. Like, I find a small circuit online, I put it on the breadboard, and I could just instantly plug it in and be like, oh, okay, now I've got an LFO on the breadboard and it works. Like, it was so easy, just using the same cables, and that really jump-started like the whole module making process, because I was like, okay, I got this on the breadboard, but I want it in the rack. So I started making on some proto board, like super DIY, but it was not very stable. And also, I'm a bit bad at building on proto board, because you have to be very secure and very mindful, because it's very easy to make mistakes, and then it's a lot of hassle to unsolder it and so on. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make some PCBs. It's pretty cheap to make, but if you order PCBs, you always order 5 or more. So I was like, okay, I got the spare PCBs. Maybe some people are interested, and there was some interest. And you also sent me a mail like, would you like to sell this to other people? And I was like, yeah, of course. I would be super proud when I see my module design and somebody else's rack, somebody else making music with it. So yeah, I was very happy to do so, and I'm very happy also to see that a lot of people are soldering for the first time with my kits, and it makes me really proud that, like, they make their first own module, solder it together, and they've never done anything like that before, and it gets new people into DIY and seeing that it's actually not that hard. Like, if you roll into it, if you then try to understand maybe some basic schematics and so on, it's really possible for a lot of people who don't think it's possible to make your own stuff, I think. So I'm happy to see that people pick it up. yeah, so I'm really proud and thankful because of that. Also, the community really is super supportive, and so maybe it's time to mention some of the new modules which I have here.
I can hold that for you.
Well, I am not sure if it will be clear on the camera. So I have my old, more classic modules with me and using today, like the slot and the quad boost, and the 5 steps. But I also have here the new prototype for the 555 VCO. So it's a 2-unit VCO, which I designed the schematic for, and actually Maverick, maybe some people know him from forum or Discord. He made the PCB design because it's surface mount, so it's very small, and I'm not that good with PCB design for super small components. So he made it and he assembled it, and we hope that like this year we can release it. We're still testing the prototype, especially on the stability of the oscillator and the pitch tracking, because we want it to be really good, but like all basic functionality is working. Triangle saw, sine wave, square wave with PWM, there is linear and exponential FM, a hard sync, which I'm not using right now because you need another oscillator for that, but it's also really cool. I also have a new micro module, so maybe by now you heard about the micro modules, which are 1/3 or 1/2. So Robert has made some, Wonky Stuff has made some, and I also have a sub oscillator in that format called What's Up, and that will be available this summer, I think, also as a kit. It's also through hole, so really easy to solder, and so you have 1 octave down sub, 2 octave downs, and then PWM in between. And you can also use it as clock divider, which is also really cool, I think. So I've actually used this at home with 3 subs to fill 1 rack space, and I use one as a sub and then the other as a clock divider and another clock divider, and you can get some crazy patterns going on. And I'll also be using the kick module in 1/3 of Wonky Stuff, the BD55, which I think sounds really great. And last but not least, the first sound you'll hear in the demo is Le Module number 1, or numéro 1. It's from Maverick, a French designer, and I think it will be out this summer somewhere. So this is a prototype still, but I think it sounds really great. It has some Solina vibes, but also some more organ tones, and it's really cool. So that's it. I think I don't know if you have questions, or otherwise I just
look. I really appreciate. I'm really looking forward to your little demo, because the first time I saw you interact with the community was with your YouTube, and you had really a bang of a techno track there, and I go like, holy moly, what's this? This is amazing. This is this is like you could play this in the disco for hours, right? And all coming from this little AE Modular. And I mean, I'm not a musician. I'm basically, I wouldn't even know how to do this, and you just did it. And then you did a tutorial on how to do a techno track with the AE Modular as well. Exactly. I thought this was really cool. So I think, and you say the community is really strong, but it's, with people like you entering the community, it's just, everyone who comes in is just a gem. To everyone else, and this is the strength really, to have people like you with your energy, the enthusiasm, the different direction you take things. It's really, really nice.
I always get really happy when I see other people like turning my modules into something I never used them for, making like intense ambient drones, or making some super experimental, weird dancey stuff. It makes me super happy to see that, because that's also the strength of the modular, right? You put the module out, and then other people invent new things to do with it. So yeah, I think that the AE Modular is great for techno. I do need a little bit bigger rack for that, because I need some more drums then. But so now it will be more ambient focused, for which it's great as well, of course. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Zeno. I think we now cut to a little performance and see, how all these new modules and old modules work together, under your hands of, I must say, a techno master. So let's take it away.